What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are going to do another shitcoin showdown today, wherever you are, whenever you are watching this. We're going to talk about 6 different coins, and we're going to go in this order. We're going to start off with Kujira. I don't know how to pronounce this, but this one is for Mr. Inflection Point. And then after that, we're going to be moving on to Maker MKR for Cosmo Koala. After that, we will be moving on to XRP and Teller TRB for Miss Average Jane. Following up with that, we're going to be doing ARB on the Solana chain. I think I can do that on TradingView, but maybe not. We'll see. And then to wrap it all up, we're going to be talking about Mana for Miss Carla Caft. I think it's Carla. It looks like Carla Caft. So that, again, just in that order, we're going to be talking about Kuji, the one we have pulled up right now, and then we're going to be moving on to Maker, and then XRP, TRB, ARB, finishing it all up with Mana at the end. So I'm going to try to talk about these quick, not make this video too long, but it probably will be longer than the average video. So buckle up, everybody. We're going for a ride. Looking at this thing, man, I've got it pulled up on CoinGecko here, starting off with Kuji. Market cap is 164 million. Let's call it 165 million. Circulating supply is this. Total supply is this. Nice. I like to see that kind of stuff. Though there are plenty of coins that are successful and can be successful even without being anywhere near their max supply. You know, that's not always, it's just something I look for because generally speaking, in the space that is full of scams, you know, there's scams throughout all of life, but in crypto, the coins that tend to be scams are the ones that have a like a fairly undiluted max supply. Like they have some of it locked up, and then, you know, those are the ones that tend to be scams. But there are plenty of scam coins that are fully diluted as well. I just want to get that out of the way. So just because I like this doesn't mean I like this little situation here doesn't mean that it's not potentially a scam. You know, it could definitely be a scam, but who knows. Anyways, we're going to move on, stop talking about that. So looking at this, we're going to be doing some TA. Looks really nice. It's a very new chart. You know, August 2022 is whenever we had our first week on this. You know, I looked at all the charts that I could find on USDT pairing, USD pairings, and I think if I took that away, yeah, we've got osmosis as well. This one has the most historical data that I could find. So looking at this, you have a nice little bottom here, kind of W, right? You even came up and you had a higher low. You've got 1, 2, 3 major higher lows. Volume is building as you're coming up. I like to see this early. And you might say, well, hold on now, volume's declining. No. I think it's building, right? Like you can see here, yes, it's less than this volume over here. Yes, this move is less volume than this move over here. But it is building out of this. It looks good, in my opinion. It definitely looks good. So looking at this here from top to bottom, you didn't hit your 1272. You came back down, found a little support in this 382 area. I need to fix something real quick. All right. Kind of held your sweet spot on a closing basis and then went up. Now you're above your 1272, looking like you want to make strides higher. I bet you do go higher. Let's see. The weekly RSI looks very strong. You're definitely in a position of strength. You're showing some of the most bullish price action that you've ever seen, actually. So good to see. Holding this nice structure. You are at a higher high. You're kind of at an area that you might actually turn around. Right? Oh, I think you could go a little higher. Yeah, maybe you do go a little higher. But if you turned around here, don't be too surprised. Let's look at the daily to see if we can get some better. Hold on real quick, actually. Was it? Because this one you're at your 1414, yeah. I was using this one at first just to see where you are on this overall build. I would think that you go higher from here. I would, just like off of that. But let's see, from top to bottom. Yeah, man, you look at this. Classic, very classic behavior here. So you came up, you didn't quite hit your 618. That could arguably be a first pass. But it's not. It's close, but it's not too close. I don't know. Came back down. This was like your real first pass. Found a little bit of turbulence, and then you came up. This could arguably be your second or third pass into the 618. Generally speaking, a third pass into the 618, I wouldn't be looking for extensions, but I think just with this overall move, with how it looks, I would make an exception and say that we are probably going to see extensions in this. You know, overall, this is the weekly chart. It could take months. To see these extensions. Here we are sitting at $1.42, but it is at a low enough market cap, this coin, to, you know, it could go up. It could be by the end of the year that we see a price at $3.24, maybe even $6. It really could. It's got the right posturing to make a move like that. But I think right now if we were to get held up at all, it'd be at this 886, maybe even at the all-time highs. And then from there, maybe we come back down to the 618 area, this golden pocket, previous area of resistance, find support there as we did over here, as we found resistance over here, find support there, and then make our final move into this area of extensions up here. If not, if we break through this 886, if we can close above this 886, it's really going to look really bullish, at least to the 1272, if not to the 1618. We still do have the all-time high headwinds, ahead of us, but I don't know, man. It's more or less at a critical point right now. Let's see how you do. If you can get above this $1.57, let's call it $1.57.5. Things are looking good for probably up to $3.24. Looking at the daily, yeah, the volume just looks really nice with this overall. Looking at the daily RSI, strong. Oh, so strong, man. So very strong. Yes, you are very overbought. You're in the 90s. Whew. Crazy, man. Crazy. But look at this. Look at this shit, man. You came up into your bullish area of control, bounced off of it, right? The 60 is where you would find like getting out of the bullish area of control. You found resistance over here before, and then you found support on it, right? Found support right where you found resistance before. Just stair stepping up. You even bounced off the overbought zone like twice, really. And here you are, just looking great, man. You probably will come down. Maybe immediately you come down, and then you make a stride higher, and not in your RSI, but like in your price you stride higher, and then your RSI maybe you have some bearish divergence form, and then proceed to go down to that 618 area that I was talking about, from the all-time high to the all-time low, which would take you, again, that'd be somewhere around 95 cents to $1.10, somewhere in there. So maybe you do find some turbulence in this 886 to the 100 area, somewhere between $1.57 and $1.95. Maybe you do find turbulence there, and then check back. Oh, come on now. I had it clicked, I had it selected. Maybe you check back to your 1618 or your 618 area, 69 area, somewhere in here, and then make a move higher, something like that. It kind of looks right? Like you've got like a kind of channel here, right? It kind of looks right. Anyways, looking at the 4 hour now. Yeah, there's your bearish divergence on the 4 hour. You do have hidden bullish divergence, right? You've got a slightly, I guess you got a double bottom here on your RSI coming onto the bullish area of control at the 60 there, and looking like you do want to go higher, I would say. Volume's not dead yet. I think you do want to go a little bit higher. Maybe you form another patch of divergence, another drive of divergence, and then you turn down. So probably you do go above $1.50. We'll see how much higher you go, and then you probably turn around again to that like 90. I forget what it was. It was like 97 or 91 cents to $1.10, somewhere in that area, wherever the major 618 is. So that's it for Kuji. I think we're going up and then down. That's basically it. And then overall, I do like this chart for more continuation upwards. I don't know a lot about it. There's not, it's a brand new chart in itself, so don't hold me to it. But things are exciting right now. This is the time in the crypto market where new coins can really see rapid development. So with a market cap like this at $165 million, you could see a 10x in this thing, no problem. 100x in this thing is definitely possible. That'd be at like $16.5 billion. That is high. That is high, but it's definitely capable of achieving that in the bull market that we're about to see. So, and I say about to, it's going to take more than a year, probably closer to 2 years before this bull market is like completely over, right? So it could take 2 years before you see a 100x in this thing, but I do think that it's possible. And maybe it doesn't see a 100x, maybe it sees a 200x, something like that, but very large gains are possible for this thing. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to see that. It doesn't mean it has to. It doesn't mean that it's going to. It could get stopped out. It really could get stopped out at this 1618 or maybe even the 2272. Being down here at $1.42, going up to $21, that's not even a 20x. So still massive potential for this thing to go up, but I'm just saying it does have the possibility to do a 100x. Now moving on from Kuji, we're talking about Maker for Mr. Cosmo Koala. Let's see here. Cosmo Koala. Looking at this thing here, Maker. Does it have the most historical data on Coinbase? Yeah, okay, that's fine. I like that. Nice move up. Definitely a nice move up. I do think that you found your low for the cycle. Look at that. You got a double bottom right here. You broke above your 382, man. You are probably going to be making strides up to your 618, 69 area before you have any kind of major significant resistance, right? And maybe you come back down, you're at 1,469, maybe you come back down like $100 and then move up there. Maybe you just continue to move up from here, but I would say you're going to get continuation somewhere around this $2,400 to $2,900 area, if not higher. If not higher. You are right now, you did find resistance at a previous area of resistance. So again, coming back down to find support somewhere wouldn't be too out of the question. Let's look at this thing on the weekly. Yeah, you've got some bearish divergence forming on your weekly, but I don't know, man. Ooh, hard to say. Right now, we've got about 5 days left in this week, 4 days, 21 hours. And this week right now does look bearish. You do have a pretty big wick to the upside, right? You went up and then you came down. You're at an area where you found resistance before over here, right? And you do have bearish divergence presenting itself. But you have bounced off this overbought zone. You know, I would expect that you would see a bigger move than this, but maybe this was a psych out. Maybe you do turn around from here. Let's just see. Let's just see. Did I take it from this? I think I took it from this top, right? That top to the bottom there, yeah. Yeah, maybe you come down. I mean, you can go below your 382. You don't have to hold support there. You could go down like a couple $100 more. That is totally possible. Let's see where this fib would be. Bottom to top here. Your 382 is at about 1,047. So yeah, maybe you go back to 1,000 where you found support before. It's a psychological level of $1,000. So maybe you do go down there and then continue to make strides up. Yeah, look at this. The volume's dead, man. Volume's dead as you're building. That's not a good combination. You are at the purple line, an area of resistance, an area of support, right? Kind of a disrespected area here, but you did find resistance here, resistance there, a little bit of support before you moved on. You hugged it, but overall kind of disrespected it in this zone. But you did show a little bit of support here, a little bit of resistance there before going lower. You might be finding resistance on it now. Come back down to around $1,000, $1,300, something like that, and then make your move up. Seeing price move up like this with volume decreasing isn't normally encouraging. And you do have bearish divergence on the weekly. Looking at the daily, this is also something that's not encouraging to see, where you move up to the overbought zone and then you reject it. Like, that's a clear rejection of the overbought zone. So I do think that you know what this is probably is like a fake out. This is kind of like a fake out, and you're just going to move down. You're probably going to move down lower than this low. It'll get people worried that it's going to go lower. That'll be a fake out to a certain degree too. Maybe you go back to this purple line on the daily, and then from there go higher. So that's what I got for Maker. I think lower and then higher. Overall, let's see what this thing could do, right? What's its market cap at? MKR Maker, number 39. It's pretty high. 1.3 billion. A 100x is possible with this thing. I just, I don't know if it's going to do that, because that is a pretty high market cap. But this thing's, it's been around since about 2017, so... Or it's been around, yeah, like literally since 2017, actually. So that's OG status. If there was a coin to reach 100K, it would definitely be, or sorry, 100 billion. It would definitely be an OG coin. Let's just see what it did with its last cycle. From top to bottom, it skimmed the 1618, the 7. That it skimmed that area. So let's just, if we were to project that and assume that we could do the same thing, maybe. From top to bottom, and I would think you see new all-time highs. I would. Top to bottom, $30,000, $30,800. From here would be, it'd be a 20x. Yeah, I think you've got that. I think you could definitely do that. So maybe this thing doesn't see a 100x. Maybe it sees like a 15 to a 20x, something like that by the end of the market. Maybe it sees something far greater. But again, something that high. That would put this thing at around like $20 billion, $30 billion in market cap. So that is a pretty high market cap in itself. But if it wanted to do like a 100x, because right, it's at 100.3, maybe it does like a 90x, something like that. That would kind of put you, man, a 100x would take you right to this 2272. It's definitely possible, but that would be a very big move up for Maker. Hard to say, really hard to say. All I can say for now is, right now I think it's going down, a little bit of a check back, find support, and then we can talk about it building higher. I would expect that it does new all-time highs, personally. Moving on from there, we're going to be talking about XRP now for Miss Average Jane. XRP, Kraken, is Kraken cool? I think Kraken's cool. Is Binance better? Yes, Binance is much better. We have a lot more historical data. So on Binance here, I wonder if it has the same on the USDT chart. No, it's a lot less. Okay, so Binance here, very bullish chart overall for XRP. It's more or less kind of like stationary. It just like moves sideways for a long time and then has these big dramatic moves up. and then it just moved sideways again for a long time. I think that we've been moving sideways for quite a long time. I think that we are getting ready to move higher. The SEC, like, it wasn't a win. A lot of people remember history wrong, or that they hear the news wrong, so that by default they remember history wrong. But they didn't win the lawsuit with the SEC. It was more of a draw. It was a draw, right? It was a partial win. As like, if you really read the articles and stuff, it was a partial win. So, but overall a win for cryptocurrency, because even if it was a loss, it's still clarification, regulations more or less for what we can do with other cryptos and stuff like that. So overall, the clarification, the kind of, I wouldn't even say guidance, but it is kind of guidance that we got with the SEC thing is definitely bullish with XRP. They didn't lose completely, and they did win partially, so that is bullish. I mean, going up against the SEC and winning partially, I think, is still a win. It's like going to Vegas and coming home without losing money, but without making money. You flushed even. That's a win. So I would say, overall, it's a good thing for XRP. But anyways, getting on to the TA now, not getting hung up on that stuff. Looks like from top to bottom, we tipped the 618, came back down to the 236. Very nice. Very, very nice. Constructive. Looks very constructive on the way up. This is the monthly. This is really nice behavior. I would think you see new all-time highs. I mean, if not, at least back to about 335, but you very well could go to $6.54 by the end of this cycle. Let's see what the market cap is. I know it's real high. 53. Nope, that's the amount of circulating supply. 29 billion. Let's call it 30. So 30 billion. If this thing was to do a 10x, that would be $300 billion. 10x from the current price. A 10x would be $5. $300 billion. That's a lot, guys. That's a lot. But if there was a coin that could do it, a coin that's been around since 2013, that had a draw with the SEC, that has remained relevant and seen higher lows throughout all the bear markets that it's experienced, which is, this is more than most things can say. It hasn't had any fatal security flaws or any kind of scams. It's actually, a lot of people thought it was a scam and like discounted it because of that, but it's proven itself to not be a scam. It's actually kind of like a beacon of hope for a lot of crypto, I would say. Like, if you hate XRP, man, like at this point, they battled the SEC. Like, I didn't like XRP until they got sued by the SEC. At that point, I'm like, let's go. Like, I want to sign up for the XRP army, man. Like this, I think like all of us in crypto can get behind this project. Maybe you don't own any. I don't own any. You don't have to invest in it, but I do think it goes to new all-time highs. I think that it has potential. It has serious potential. As far as going much above this 1618, I don't know. Maybe. Are we going to see another move like that? Maybe. It is technically a deflationary coin. Every time that you do a transaction with XRP, some of it fragments, right? So it is technically deflationary. But that can take a lot of time, right? It's not like rapid deflation. So with that in mind, I think historically speaking, as time goes on, it will only continue to go higher. But will it achieve prices that are like above $20? I don't know, man. I really don't think so. Again, it's at about what, 30 billion right now. We're rounding up, calling it 30 billion. So a 10x would be right here. So at $5.55 or at $5.53, you would have a $300 billion market cap. Just below that, right? 300, and then right around here at about $10, you would have a $600 billion market cap. That is possible. We really could see something like that. And that's a very high market cap, but man, it's been around for a while. It's proved its legitimacy, in my opinion, and it's definitely a big deal. Going up above the 1886 there. Could we go even higher? Could this thing make a reach for $1 trillion? I will never say this about really any cryptos, but sure, it could. It could reach for $1 trillion market cap. I don't think it will. I personally think you're going to find, look at this, the 2414 from this overall fib lines up very well with this 1618. I do think you're going to find turbulence between $6 and $7. You might not even make it that high. You literally might double that. You could double that. But all in all, higher. New all-time highs is what I would give for XRP in the long run. Going into the short term of things, looking at the weekly here, looks bullish. Looks very bullish, man. Yeah, bouncing off of your bearish area of control. You look strong on your RSI for sure. Price action looks strong too. Daily getting into the overbought zone, wrestling with this purple line a little bit. Maybe you come down, maybe you find a little bit of support, but I like this kind of like accumulation phase and you're moving up. I think that this thing does want to make strides higher. If it goes down, it probably doesn't go down too much lower. We're sitting at about 55 cents. I would doubt that it goes below like 52 cents, 51 cents even before making higher strides. It might not even go lower. It really could just keep going up from here. Let's look at the 4 hour. A little bit of bearish divergence. Volume's nice. Maybe you make one more stride up and then you come down. Maybe you just go down from now. But again, when you drop, it's going to be by a few cents or so. So nothing too bad. But all in all, I would think that you're getting ready to make a move. Yeah, with the way that it looks, maybe you come back down to your 236. That's at like 52.5 cents. I think you're getting ready to make a move at about 70 to 73 cents, potentially even, you know, up from there. Like actually, I wouldn't even say potentially, I'd say very likely, but your next like kind of checkpoint area would be between about 70 and 73 cents, 74 cents, maybe even up at the 786 and 886, but we'll get there. This is kind of the expected zone, the sweet spot, the golden ratio area. Your 886 does have a little bit of a pull to it too, and then in between it as well, you've got these closing periods right between the 786 and the 886, so you could go higher, but I would say 70 to 73 cents is probably where you're going before you have any more kind of a major correction, and it probably wouldn't even be that major. I'd bet like your next major correction is going to be above $1.14 to $1.50, something like that. So all in all, XRP, you look bullish. You look bullish. If I had to just wrap it up and be less confusing, I'd say looks good. If I had some right now, I would not be worried about it at all. I'd definitely be excited for the coming months, coming weeks to go. Because if you look at it, you're in this kind of ascending channel, right? With little like humps here, a little hump there, like that breaks out of the channel but comes back into it. You're at like the bottom of the channel. You'd probably come back up, yeah. And then this, if we were just looking at it like roughly, just eyeballing it, something like that would take you up to, yeah, about like 70 cents, 69 cents, 70 cents, which kind of lines up with that 618 area. So, and you can, as you have before, you can go out of it. You know, this isn't like really like super tight, but just all in all, if this was like a channel here that you were in, right, kind of parallel, you're at the lower half of that. So I think you got room to go up is all I'm trying to say. So that's XRP. Probably goes higher. If it goes down, it's not going to be by much. Yeah. And it could go higher. It could go even higher than this high before it sees some kind of major correction, but we'll see. Moving on from there, we're talking about, what is it? What was the one that we were going to talk about? Teller, TRB, Teller, TRB. Here we go on Coinbase, looking at the weekly. Okay, so it's been around for a little bit, just a little bit though. Nice move up, man. Holy shit. Wow. I forget what I said on my last video. I don't know if I was bearish or bullish, but if I was bearish, I am sorry. I apologize, Teller. Please don't hurt me. Yeah, it looks really good, man. Very, just crazy. Crazy move. Let's see here. I like the USDT. Man, look at all that volume. It's nice to see. Your volume's died off as you're climbing, so you probably do see some kind of a major pullback. You're at $98. You really could see a 58% or a 50% pullback before you start going higher. You might see a 20% or 30% or something smaller than that, but previous area of resistance here, maybe check back there for support. Let's just see. Looking at the weekly, very overbought on your weekly RSI. Wow, man. Holy wow. Very. You have 4 days and 21 hours left. If you close like this, you are not showing bearish divergence, but if you close lower, if you happen to come back during this week at all, and you do get this overall higher high while promoting a lower high in your RSI, this could be a dangerous situation for it indeed. You know, the last time you were up this high, put a line right over here. Again, this is moving right now. So if the week comes down, this could go below that white line. It's not fixed yet. I'm trying to get this like right to it. There we go. You know, last time you were up here, that was like a major topping point. And yes, you did go higher. It took you time, but you did go higher. From top to bottom, dropped 86%, and then overall recovered and still went up to new highs, right? You could be seeing something like that now. You know, anytime that you've really been overbought, like look at this, right? Overbought here, you dropped from top to bottom 71%. You didn't even go, you went below the 50, but barely. Here you dropped 86%, right? 86%. Overbought here. Even here, overbought and then down. You went 51%. You were barely overbought and you came down, bounced off the 60. Still 51%. Very volatile. Very, very volatile. But from this like actual top to the closest low, 79%. Here, top to like the immediate low, 72%. So, I mean, really, I think I was being conservative whenever I said a 50% drop, man. But a 50% drop would take you down to about $47, which would be 52%, 53%, right where this like previous area of resistance was. You have not seen anything that small when you've been this overbought. Even less overbought, you haven't seen anything this small. But it's possible. It's possible. Let me see. Technically, it'd be more likely that you'd go even lower. Yeah, that's kind of in the middle of nowhere. I bet you do. You probably go to $37, maybe even all the way back down to $20, man. I would not buy this right now, but when it drops, this would probably be a good buy the dip opportunity. Let's just see what its market cap is. Oh yeah, number 138, $235 million. If it drops, if it were to drop down to the 382, right, that's over half. So I mean, you're talking about something that would be probably around 100 million, maybe even actually a little bit less than 100 million. I don't know. What would that be? Probably a little bit less than 100 million. That's definitely leaves the door open for some serious gains, especially with moves like this, man. It's crazy. Really crazy. I know I got a lot of lines drawn on there, but just nice to see. Definitely nice to see. Very bullish movement, man. How much have you moved up from low? It's relative low here. 13x. You've done a 13x, man, since June. I can't think of too many things that have done a 13x since June. That's awesome. That's really awesome to see, especially with the fact that you got this all this volume coming in on your USDT chart. Very nice to see. A lot of volume. It's just bleeding off now. So seeing it come down, don't be surprised. You're pretty overbought on your daily as well. Yeah, volume's not inclining as you're inclining in price. I bet you do go down. You probably see, if you go up at all, you're going to need a miracle to not have some kind of significant retracement. You're in the deep extensions right now. It's just a matter of time. You're standing on a ledge. You're about to fall. So that's what I got for TRB. I think bullish. I think it's got very serious potential for the coming cycle. Definitely a 100xable coin, even from the current price, but especially after it drops like 50% or more. But from right here, right now, I would say you're probably in an area where I wouldn't be buying. Maybe you do go up a little bit more. It looks like you got this nice bounce on your 4 hour off the overbought zone. A lot of cryptos kind of look like they want to go up a little bit more. Maybe you do. Overall, show some bearish divergence on your 4 hour. You get a little bit stronger on your daily. I don't know. And then for the week, and because that's on the 4 hour, maybe you move up a little bit over the next day or so, but we still have like 5 days left in the week. For the week, I would bet that you come lower. You probably do have some kind of double top here or bearish divergence, and that'll be that. Starting next week, if not by the end of this week, you're probably going to start your descent. So be prepared. Be prepared for that. It might be tomorrow, might be the end of this move up, is what my expectation would be. I could be wrong. But here you are. Even look at it, right? The price is at $99 right now. You're at the $100 level. It's a psychological level as well, right? An area that you found resistance on before. Found resistance somewhat in this area, kind of. And then overall, from top to bottom here, I mean, up a little bit higher, you'd be at your 886. Finding resistance there is common. So, yeah, that's all I got for TRB. Probably up a little bit more, if at all, and then it's probably going to shit the bed. It's going to have a dramatic bed shitting is coming for TRB, but it's just going to be a good opportunity to buy. That's my genuine opinion. I think this thing definitely has legs for the bull market. Anyways, enough of that. ARB for Mr. Silos. ARB. Arbitrum. Is that what it is? ARB. I think it's Arbitrum. Coinbase. Bitfinex. No. Kraken. No. What about, is it on crypto at all? I don't see it on crypto. Did I miss it? It's not on crypto. That's weird. Osmosis. Okay, so it looks like Coinbase has the most historical data that I can find. I don't want to spend too much time Looking for it right. Maybe we can do Binance. Yeah, I'm going to go with Coinbase. Coinbase it up. All right. Okay, I guess Binance does have a little bit, right? I don't know. Why do they look different? I guess not. Binance just has this weird kind of, I don't know. I'm going to use Coinbase. We're going to use Coinbase. Anyways, talking about this thing on the weekly here. Weekly RSI, there's not a whole lot to go off of. You know, it came about in March of this year, at least on TradingView as far as I could find like the most historical data. The RSI does look strong, but it looks kind of weird. You're at an area where you could find rejection. It looks like you might find rejection. Let's just see on the price. Top to bottom. 786, 618, 69. Yeah, you could turn around from here. You're at 90 cents. Maybe you go to 84 cents. Rejecting this overbought zone, coming down to the 50, and then going up from there, something like that. Very wonky looking RSI, man. But strong. You are showing strong readings. You're just at a point, an area where you generally do turn around. So let's just look at the 4-hour. Ooh. Kind of a strong looking RSI there, man. Maybe you know, just like most of these things, I feel like I'm like, it's going to turn around soon, but then I look at the shorter time frames and I'm like, okay, maybe you go up a little bit more. Maybe you do make a higher high. You're at 90 cents now. Perhaps you go up to 97 cents, maybe $1, and then you turn around. Maybe you do a lower high, have a higher high on a closing basis, form some bearish divergence, and then go, you know, maybe you only go to like 93 cents, 92 cents. But soon enough, I would think. You know, maybe you do find resistance in this previous area that you found resistance at the 1272, something like that wouldn't be too strange. But the reason why I think you're going to go up is because you are showing strength in your RSI, holding the 60 area. You have lower lows in your RSI while promoting higher lows in the price. So I think you're going to go higher. That's basically, you know, just for the short term, I think you go higher. And then you probably turn around and have some kind of like retracement. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. This actually kind of, from top to bottom. Top to bottom. I don't know, man. If you can get above this high and make a move up to like $1.06, maybe $1.15, like if you can hit these extensions, that would actually look really good. It kind of, the only reason, you know, I'm checking myself right now is because this pattern right here, just like an overall W, it looks really good. And your short-term time frames don't look too bad. I don't know, man. You know, with that being said, you could move up a little bit to this and then see some kind of a pullback back to this area that you're at and then move up from there. I don't know. I kind of changed my mind. I think it does continue to go higher. I think this does continue to go higher. Anyways, moving on from that. Is it Mana now? Is that the one we're talking about? We've talked about XRP, TRB, ARB, Kuji, and Maker. Yeah, so it's Mana. Mana now. MANA. All right, guys. Mana, the best for last. I think it's the best for last, but we'll see. I was kind of doubtful that we'd hold these lows. In fact, I was thinking that we'd go lower. But I was holding my bags. You know, I'm packed up for Mana. I'm definitely ready for this thing to go higher. And we went from all the way down to 27 cents. Here we are sitting at 34 cents right now. Beautiful to see. You were kind of in this area of like accumulation and then just broke out of it. I think we have broken out. A very common thing to do from here would be to come back down to an area of resistance, check back, and then continue to go up higher. We could go further down to like this area of resistance here and then go up higher. So maybe anywhere from about 31 cents to 33 cents, something like that. Here we are at 34 cents now, so not too dramatic, nothing too dramatic. Let's see, top to bottom. 1414 extension, man. You kind of tweezer topped it too on your daily overbought. Looks good, man. This RSI looks really good. You kind of look like you're in an ascending channel though, so you're at like the top of this. Maybe you do come down, find support on this overall like ascending channel at the 50 or something like that, and then you go up from there. Looks good. Weekly RSI looks pretty good too. Am I on? I better be on Kraken. There we go. It has more historical data. Yeah, I like the weekly. It's not in a point of strength now, but that's okay, man. Oh, here on Kraken it says we're at 30. Oh no, yeah, we are at 34 cents. I'm sorry. For some reason I thought we were at 37 cents. Um, let's see. Getting above the purple line. Really nice to see, man. Really, really nice to see. I do think it goes a little bit lower from here. Man, such a strong RSI, though. Volume's kind of dying off. What's it doing on Binance? Volume's kind of dying off. Very, very resilient 4-hour RSI. You've been overbought for a while, though, so seeing a pullback again around 30 to 33 cents shouldn't throw anybody for a loop. It's a good time to kind of buy in before this thing really takes off. Looking at this on the long scope of things, guys, I think that Mana really has some serious potential. It really, really does have some serious potential. Top to bottom here. 382 is all the way up at 86 cents. Here we are sitting at 34 cents. A retracement, like the 382 retracement being met, it's a very common thing. It's like the minimum expectation. And I would think that once we hit this, we probably do go higher. I do fully expect that Mana will see new all-time highs. And the minimum extension, like to meet, would be at $13 and potentially up to $40. And I actually think Mana can go a hell of a lot higher than that. I think it can go to $100 by the end of this cycle. We have the deep 1886 extension up here. We are all the way down at 34 cents right now. So even if it doesn't hit $100, 34 cents to $13, still a nice move. Still a very nice move. Mana has been around since, let's see, it says 2020. Oh, I'm on Binance. That's right. It's been around since, 2017. I think it's been around even longer than that. Let me see. MANA. You know, I say this every time. What I like about Mana, guys, is it's like the OG metaverse token. It's the OG metaverse token, right? And in crypto, really in anything, the OGs always perform well. So maybe it was 2017. It's an OG coin in itself. But what I mean by it's an OG, like in its niche, in its niche, it's the OG metaverse token. It really is. I'm pretty sure. And then, you know, like Bitcoin is the OG Bitcoin, right? Ethereum is the OG, and I say it's the OG Bitcoin, it's the OG crypto, and look at how well it's done. Under that umbrella of OG cryptos, Ethereum is the OG smart contract coin, and it's the top dog, right? Dogecoin, OG meme coin, better than all the other memes out there, right? XRP, it's the OG like bank coin, right? And it's a top dog. BNB, OG exchange coin, top dog. Mana, OG metaverse coin. I think it is deserving. Right now it's at a market cap of 634 million. I think this thing is deserving of a multi-hundred billion dollar market cap. 100x from here would bring it to $63 billion in market cap. I said multi-hundred billion, so it could definitely see something that's 200x from here, 300x from here even, right? Let's see what that would do if we were to go all the way up to $100. From this price, well, that's not the right price. Right there, that price, all the way up to $100. That would take us to a 200, almost a 300x. I'm very excited for this thing, man. I think that it's got legs. If you zoom out and you look at this thing for what it is, very bullish chart. Been through 2 bear markets now. It's been through 1 bull market, kind of the ass end of another during this altcoin craze over here, and it's about to experience its 3rd bull market. Very, very positive look for how long this thing's been in crypto. As far as I know, there's no major fatal flaws. It hasn't had any scams or anything. They're still developing it. It's remained relevant. And I just, whenever Facebook announced that it was going to be Meta, that's whenever Mana just really blew up. Mana, Sandbox, some other metaverse tokens. But I really do think that Mana is a sleeping giant ready to be awoken during this market cycle. Now, I have my theories about Mana too. I think that it's going to lag. I think maybe it goes up. It's at 34 cents now. Maybe it's at above $1. Maybe it's even above $3 before too long, like within the next year or so. Maybe it's not. But I think in the second half of the bull market, right? The second half of the bull market, that's when I think that Mana is really going to shine. It did the same thing last time. We've seen coins like this kind of lag throughout the bull market, not doing things that are too spectacular, and then boom, toward the end of it just blows up, right? It even blew up here, right, in April, lagged, and then in November, October, that time, just blew up again. You know, we might see something like that. Maybe it goes up from here. I don't know. But all in all, guys, I'm really excited about Mana. I think it looks good. I think it wants to continue to go higher. If it was to pull back from here, I think it would go maybe at the most to like 30 cents. This previous area of support, maybe a previous area of resistance, something like that. 30 to 33 cents is where I think it's going. And then from there, we can talk about an immediate kind of look at, let's see, top, nope, that's not it. Top to bottom, 236, 382. The 618 is all the way up to at like 52 to 58 cents. So I would think 53, almost 53 cents, 53 to 58 cents. Here we are at 34 cents now. I think that this price area is going to come to us fairly quickly. Fairly quickly. Probably by the end of the year if things remain this bullish, if we continue to build in price action with everything else. If not, sometime in the beginning of next year, but I do think that's going to happen. And then from there we can talk about price going higher. But you know, right now, maybe a little bit of downside. But overall, I think we're in the beginning of a move that's going to take us up. And the real reason I think that is if you look at this, right, on the weekly, you bottomed here, you found a bottom again, accumulated this time, and now you're breaking out of it. This is the beginning. We just broke out of it. So, you know, this is the beginning. If we take it on a Heikinashi look, giving it a little bit of a better look here. Yeah, red, first green one. It looks like it might be the legit one. Let's see if it is. Let's prove it. You know, let's get some continued growth here. It would be just the beginning move, right? The last time we were down here, we went all the way up to 83 cents. So I think a call for 50 to 50 or 53 to 58 cents is not out of the wheelhouse at all. It could go higher. It really could go higher. Overall, we start to move up like that, up to like 53 cents, 55 cents, something like that. This looks like a W, right? And then we potentially go up from there. So all in all, that's all I got to say, guys. I know I kind of dipped off at the end there. I kind of crammed a lot at the end there, but you know, I want to go back real quick. So we were talking about ARB, right? Arbitrum. I didn't give it a bullish case scenario. If it were to achieve new all-time highs from top to bottom, you might see it at $2.32. You might see it at $3.17. Something like that would be the expected range. It's at 90 cents right now. ARB, Arbitrum, 90 cents, $1 billion. Yeah, I don't know, man. Something like this, it's brand new. You could see phenomenal things. I think that you could see this thing go above $10 even, right? Man, let's zoom this out. I think you could. I really do think you could, because that would give it around like a $10 to $15 billion market cap, right? Something like that, like an 11, 12 billion dollar market cap, but that'd probably be a little bit more, actually. You might see your 3618, but I don't know too much past that. You know, it is a new coin. It's hard to say, but here you are sitting at 90 cents now. I do think that, you know, something around $20 to $50 is totally possible, maybe even higher than that. But let's stay grounded for now and look for 232 and 317. Look to see how it does there. I very much do expect you to go here, and I very much do expect you to go beyond there. Honestly, with this thing, I would. If it's to remain relevant, if it's to do well, if it's to gain traction and participate in the bull market, which I think it would. I personally think it would, but you know, time will tell. We'll see how it goes. All in all, guys, that's your shitcoin showdown. I meant to end it with Mana, but I wanted to come back to Arbitrum because I forgot that. If I had to give a winner to this shitcoin showdown, I would undeniably say Mana. Mana is in first place for sure. And I think Telor, TRB would be second place, the runner up for sure. It looks really good. I love volatility, man. It's fun to trade. It's, you know, it gives you opportunities to get in and to get out. So stuff like that is definitely nice. But as far as overall growth, what's going to steal the spotlight? I think Mana is I think it's going to do that. But we'll see. I could be wrong, you know, out of all of them. They're all good coins. I think XRP might achieve the highest market cap. As far as, like, is it the winner in the highest market cap? I think XRP would, right? Maybe that's third place, maybe that's first place, who knows? But out of overall growth, I would expect it to be Mana or Teller, and I'm leaning toward Mana. But as far as the highest market cap out of all the coins we've talked about, XRP is probably going to be the top dog. Not probably, like it's like very, very likely. I mean, I guess that's probably, but XRP deserves it, man. It's just been around. It's definitely done incredible things. So that's all I got for you guys. I think that a lot of these coins do look good. They do look promising in the short term. A lot of things look bullish right now, so that's nice to see. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to see more. Thank you guys for coming. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.